another month, and another massive TBR! Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I'm Andrew, and today it's April 2022 TBR! But before we get into that, make sure you're liking and subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content, and plus every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, make sure you're checking that description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord, as well as links to all my social media and information about my Patreon. And guys, that said, I've been front-loading my TBRs for the first half of the year because I'm having a kid in May. So you can hopefully expect for me to kind of slow down a little bit and not try and do 18 books every month for my TBRs, because I'm hoping to be a bit busy, kind of adjusting to a new way of life. This is not one of those months, and we have got quite a few books to discuss. Now, I will talk about the one arc that I do have planned for this month, because I had a few last month. This one is The Heart of Bloodstone by Felina Wood. I accepted an arc for this one off of Instagram. The author reached out to me. She's like, hey, I've heard about your channel through Patrick. Would you like to read my book? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So we've got that to get through. And then just a ton of more extra stuff. But, of course, we'll start with the Patreon stuff. So every month, of course, I spin the wheel, and one of my patrons gets to choose any book anywhere in my TBR, and it jumps straight to the top. And I read it that month. And this month, it was Stacy. And that is The Mark of Kings by Bryce O'Connor and Luke Chmalenko. I think I've said that right. This is the Wraithmarked Creative Edition. And that's just an awesome, awesome cover. I have no idea, but it looks super interesting. And I've got a few books by this author. So it'll be nice to try it out and see if I jive with it. And if I made a mistake by buying a whole bunch of their books. Hopefully not. I hope to love it because I've heard nothing but good things. And then, of course, a bunch of us vote in the Patreon as well. And they get to decide collectively a book that I will read. And then they can join me if they so choose. And we chose The Coward by Stephen Aaron. This is the first book in a duology. Book 2 is coming out, I believe, in August, I think, if I remember correctly. The cover is gorgeous. I think I like the sequel cover more, mainly because I think it's green, if my memory is serving right, and I like the vibrancy of that color. But this is basically like there was a band of heroes of legend, and they fought off the great evil, and only one person survived. And so the legend is that he's a hero when he's actually a coward. And so I'm kind of interested to read this. I've heard great things. So that's the Patreon stuff out of the way. And then I've just got books everywhere. So I have been making my way through the realm of the Elderlings. We wrapped up the Rand Wild Chronicles. Thank you so much last month. I will be having a full spoiler discussion with, I believe I'll be joined by Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse, Nico from Nico's Book Reviews, and Derry from Derry's Read It Before. We will discuss the Rand Wild Chronicles, the good and the bad. But that means that there's only one trilogy left in the realm of the Elderlings, and that is Fitz and the Fool, which means it's time for Fool's Assassin, which is the first book. I have heard this is an absolute return to form. We are following a much older Fitz at this point in time, and I am just here for it. So it's bittersweet that we're kind of coming to the end, but I'm excited. I have no words to express how excited I am. And apparently the Times say it's as addictive as morphine, right there at the top. So that's interesting. Alright, then, continuing on my journey with Terry Pratchett, we've got Witches Abroad. I have been loving the Witches books. Weird Sisters was the last one I read, and it was absolutely fantastic. This is a pretty short read, which will be great for me because these kind of serve as like little palate cleansers to help me just kind of sit back, relax, and just have a good old reading experience. And I think Discworld is fantastic for that. Another one that fits into this vein that I'll be slotting into this month is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. This was kindly gifted to me by my good friend Joanna, and thank you so much because I've heard nothing but good things. It's a novel of high fantasy and low stakes. It's just funny and relaxing and just good. And I think I am here for that. So yes, Legends and Lattes, I am so excited. It recently came out like a month ago, and it's already at like 1,000 reviews on like Amazon and Goodreads, which is just great to see. I will, of course, then be continuing my journey through the Dark Tower with this absolute chunker of a book. And that's Wizard and Glass, book 4 of the Dark Tower. Before I get to book 5, I do need to read Salem's Lot, but we're not there yet, and I think I've got Wind Through the Keyhole in May. I'm absolutely loving Dark Tower. It's 5 stars. So happy I decided to reread this. I need to do some Dark Tower content on the channel. Kind of let me know in the comments down below, what kind of Dark Tower content would you like to see here on Andrew's Wizardly Reads? I am open to ideas from collaborations, spoiler discussions, things of that nature. I can bring on a few constant reader vets. I know Jake loves the Dark Tower. My friend Joanna's been reading it. So yes, I would love to do some Dark Tower content. So I am open to some ideas. And then, of course, because I love Sarah from Sarah Reads so much, that whenever I hear she's reading a book that I've got on my TBR, I'm like, oh, I want to buddy read that with you, and so I am willing to move something up my TBR. And this month, it is Tigana by GGK, or Guy Gavriel K. I have heard a lot about Tigana. I've never read Tigana. I've never read GGK before. So this is going to be my first foray into this author. I do have one other book from him. Is it like A Touch of Light or something like that? No, that's Tiago Dalla. I forget the name of this book, but I have that one as well. But I'm going to be starting here with Tigana. Let's see. I am then going to try and read the first book in this duology by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I've been away from Adrian Tchaikovsky for too long, and I tried Elder Race, and it just... I think I read Elder Race at a bad time. I read it right after A Demon in White by Christopher Rocchio, which is just a mistake. Just an absolute mistake. And so I am hoping to really enjoy this one here. It's a duology. I've also got the Shards of Earth duology and things of that nature. So I'm really hoping that his sci-fi stuff is a huge hit for me. Speaking of Christopher Rocchio, if I can fit it in this month, I also want to do Kingdoms of Death. So that right there, the cover, beautiful. I don't think that this man can write a bad book at this point. So there's that. Then we've got The Exiled Fleet. This is the second book in the Divide, I believe, trilogy by J.S. Dews. I read the first one this month. I enjoyed it. It was good. It didn't blow me away, and it got a little bit strange kind of conceptually, because you've got to kind of like put in your mind that there is an edge of the universe and that we as humanity have found it, and then like there's alien stuff, and it's really, really interesting. And the fact that, like, you know, things can't exist out past the edge of the universe. Like, once that edge moves, things disintegrate and weird stuff happens. So it's kind of really interesting concept. And so I'm hoping to get a little bit more of that here in The Exiled Fleet. All right, we are moving right along here. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books to talk to you about. I was going to read this in April. And then I accepted one too many arcs in April and shot myself in the foot. I asked you guys to vote on a series for me to start, and you guys chose We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. I was going to start it in April. I was going to start it in March. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to be starting this in April because this is the April TBR, and I understand how the calendar works. So yes, We Ride the Storm has been just kind of moved 1 month. I'm also hoping to start The Dragon Lords, Fool's Gold by John Hollins. This is another kind of one of those fun palate cleanser books, just because I've got such a beefy TBR. I want some kind of stuff to just kind of break up the action with a lot of humor. And so for that reason, The Dragon Lords, right here, John Hollins. You're surely not proposing we steal from a dragon? ? So yes, that sounds fantastic. Then I've also got Soul Keeper by David Dalgish. I know he is dropping, I believe it's The Bladed Faith, is coming out in April. And so I figured it's time I finally read this man's work. I have the whole trilogy of The Keepers, and I've been meaning to read this for forever. I don't know why I haven't, and I've decided now is the time to start it, finish it, so that I can move on and start reading the Bladed Faith series. And I think he's got another one that's got like 6 entries in it, and the name of that one is escaping me. Let me know in the comments down below if you know which one I'm talking about. It's got like people flying in the air with like assassins and daggers and stuff. I absolutely forget. I don't know why this is my motion for flying. Just, I'm a bird. I feel foolish. Okay. Continuing with the Wheel of Time. I absolutely love this. It's my favorite series of all time. That's The Dragon Reborn, Book 3. Let's go. Don't need to say anything more about this. The initial, like, 4 or 5 books of The Wheel of Time just doesn't... Actually, I think the first 6 books, for me, personally, in The Wheel of Time, doesn't have a single miss. I absolutely love everything about it. So I'm excited to continue my reread. And what have you. And then I haven't even started the second book of this as of now, but I do have a buddy read going for Otherland, and this is The Mountain of Black Glass. I should be starting River of Blue Fire probably tomorrow at the time of recording, and then I can finish that up and be ready to go for this one. This is a bucket list series for me. I've been reading Otherland, just the first book, over and over and over again for like 20 years, and enough is enough. I need to just finish it and move on and just take that off the box, because I want to read Shadow March by Ted Williams as well for my next Ted Williams series. But before I can do that, I have to tick off Otherland first. So, Mountain of Black Glass. I don't know what to expect, but it's going to be good. We're just going to manifest the fact that it's going to be awesome. And then wrapping up this trilogy, finally, The Lotlands, The Free Bastards. I'm assuming that this one follows, what's his name? Of the 3, let's see if it went Jackal, Fetch, Oates. There we go. Oates. It escaped my brain for a little bit. I think this is Oates on the cover. And so if the first book was Jackal, the second book was Fetch, I'm assuming that this one follows Oates. I don't know for sure, but it is the conclusion to the Lotlands trilogy by Mr. Jonathan French. Moving on, we've got the buddy read that is being hosted in the Whistler Duo Discord. I believe it's being hosted there. And that's going to be mainly run by Ian the Reader. We are going to be reading The Dandelion Dynasty. And that starts with Grace of Kings here by Ken Liu. This is Silkpunk, which is kind of like a steampunk-ish fantasy, but it's like Asian-inspired. And so it's instead called Silkpunk. This is going to be my first Ken Liu book. I have read a short story by him called The Paper Menagerie that I absolutely loved. But yes, I am very, very, very excited to get to this because I have heard nothing but good things, and I need to love this. So, guys, that is everything that I have got here slated to read for you. And if I can count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, an E-Arc 17, and 18 if we include Kingdoms of Death, which I don't have yet because I'm recording this on the 21st, and it doesn't come out till the 22nd. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you. So, till next time. Peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.